Have you ever wondered why so many men over 60 quietly struggle with confidence, vitality, and intimacy, often without realizing one simple habit could change everything? I'm Dr. Robert Miller, a board-certified urologist with over 30 years helping aging men reclaim their health. Today, I'm revealing 4 essential penis care tips every man over 60 must know to protect their strength, sensitivity, and self-assurance. Ignoring these could double your risk of erectile dysfunction or lead to serious issues like chronic inflammation or even penile cancer. But with the right knowledge, you can transform your quality of life, starting now. This isn't just about sexual health. It's about preserving your masculinity, boosting circulation, and enhancing sleep quality. These practical, science-backed steps require no pills or procedures, making them accessible to every man. You'll learn how to keep your body active, prioritize hygiene, avoid common mistakes that cause lasting damage, and break habits that silently erode connections. Stick around until the end, and I'll share 2 bonus habits most men have never heard of, game changers that could safeguard your vitality for years. Why watch the whole video? Because these tips aren't just advice. They're a roadmap to feeling vibrant, confident, and whole again. You'll discover how small changes can prevent painful conditions like Peyronie's disease, rekindle intimacy, and restore your sense of self. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe, type 1 in the comments if you're ready to take charge, and let's dive into a healthier, stronger you. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Let's dive deeper into the first and possibly most neglected aspect of penis care after 60, keeping it active. You might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a part of getting older. But let me tell you, it's so much more than that. Much like your muscles or your memory, if you stop using it, you begin to lose it. It's a hard truth, but a truth nonetheless. Neglecting to keep your penis active is like neglecting any other part of your body. If you don't use it, it won't stay in good working condition. One of the most common mistakes I see older men make is assuming that their sexual health naturally declines with age and that there's nothing they can do about it. But that's simply not true. Yes, aging brings challenges, but it's not the root cause of diminished function. The real issue here is disuse. Think about it. If you stop walking or exercising, your leg muscles weaken and atrophy. The same thing happens to your penis. If you don't keep it regularly stimulated, it can lose strength, flexibility, and sensitivity. And I'm not just talking about sexual intercourse here, though that is certainly one form of stimulation. I'm talking about maintaining healthy blood flow, ensuring that oxygen is flowing freely, and keeping the tissue healthy and responsive. Over the years, I've treated men in their 70s and even 80s who came to me frustrated by sudden changes in their performance. Often, they were confused and felt helpless, thinking that their age was the cause. But, as we dug deeper, we found that the underlying issue was usually that they had stopped actively engaging with this part of their body. And here's the harsh reality. If you don't maintain regular erections, whether through intimacy, gentle self-stimulation, or even using non-invasive tools like a vacuum erection device, you risk losing that vital elasticity and function of this delicate organ. You see, erections aren't just for pleasure. They are, in fact, your body's natural way of maintaining circulation to some of the smallest, most easily damaged arteries in your body. When you keep your penis active, you're not just preserving sexual performance. You're protecting your confidence, your sense of masculinity, and your intimate connection with your partner. It's a form of self-respect. It signals to your brain and body that you're still vibrant and that you value your health. Men who take this advice seriously often return months later, and I can tell you, they are noticeably more energetic. They share how much better they feel, and how they feel like themselves again. It's not some miracle drug working wonders. It's the result of them re-engaging with their biology and their own body. They didn't give up. They took action. If you've been stuck in a pattern of neglect, I encourage you to start gently. There's no need to force anything. Just begin by focusing on stimulating regular blood flow. Keep that connection alive. You'll be amazed at how quickly your body begins to respond in positive ways. But remember, this is only the first step. Even the healthiest habits can be undone by a silent threat that hides in plain sight. There's something many men ignore until it's too late. Something that's often overlooked but can make a huge difference in maintaining your health. Let's talk about that next. If you're still with me and finding these tips useful, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're committed to taking charge of your health. Now, let's continue. What comes next might be the most frequently overlooked step: prioritizing hygiene. Hygiene is about so much more than just cleanliness. It's about protecting one of the most sensitive, vulnerable areas of your body from long-term harm. I've had so many men in their 60s and 70s sit across from me and tell me, "Doc, nobody ever told me this stuff mattered." The truth is, most men weren't taught that proper penile hygiene goes far beyond just smelling fresh. It's not only about keeping things clean, it's about preserving your health and avoiding serious risks. After 60, your skin naturally becomes thinner, your immune system weakens, and your body just doesn't recover as quickly from irritation or infection. This makes it especially important to take care of the groin area. A casual approach to hygiene can lead to some serious consequences. We're talking about chronic inflammation, painful infections, and, in the worst-case scenarios, even penile cancer. I know that might sound alarming, and honestly, it should. Poor hygiene is a significant contributing factor to penile cancer in older men. When sweat, dead skin cells, and natural oils accumulate, particularly under the foreskin if you're uncircumcised, it creates the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and fungi. You might not notice it at first. Maybe just a little redness or mild irritation. But over time, these minor issues can turn into something much more dangerous. The good news is that the solution is simple and effective. Just wash daily with a gentle, fragrance-free soap, preferably glycerin-based. It's a small effort that can go a long way in protecting your skin, preserving its natural balance, and preventing inflammation. Taking this small step can make a world of difference in the long run. The bottom line is this: don't neglect your body, especially as you get older. Taking simple actions to keep your penis active and maintain proper hygiene will go a long way in preserving both your physical health and your confidence. It's crucial to always dry the area thoroughly, especially after showering or sexual activity. If you're sexually active, make it a priority to wash afterward. Why? The vaginal environment is naturally different in pH from yours, and if you don't clean up afterward, the interaction between the two can disrupt the delicate balance your body needs. These subtle shifts may go unnoticed at first, but they can quietly undermine the body's natural defenses, setting the stage for potential issues that affect both your health and sense of well-being. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Taking care of your hygiene isn't just about safeguarding your physical health. It's an act of self-respect that helps restore your confidence. There's something profoundly empowering about knowing that your body is clean, healthy, and well cared for. It's a form of self-love that extends beyond cleanliness, reaching into how you feel about yourself and how you show up in relationships. When you take these simple steps, you're nurturing yourself in ways that radiate into every part of your life, including your intimate moments. But here's the thing. Even the most meticulously cared for body can be blindsided by a mistake that many men make, often without even realizing it, until the damage is done. That's the crucial lesson I want to share next. Never engage in sexual activity with a semi-erect penis. Why? Because doing so puts your body at risk for internal injury. This is one of those life lessons that far too many men learn the hard way, often when it's too late. I've had older patients come to me concerned about a bend in their penis they hadn't noticed before or pain during intimacy that seemed to come out of nowhere. After a thorough examination, the cause is often traced back to a surprisingly common but rarely discussed mistake: engaging in sexual activity when only partially erect. You see, a penis that isn't fully firm is structurally vulnerable. It's caught in that awkward in-between state, neither soft nor fully rigid. When pressure or bending occurs during intimacy in this condition, it's prone to what we call microtraumas. These tiny internal injuries might not be visible or even noticeable at the time, but they add up. Over time, they can result in scar tissue, which leads to conditions like Peyronie's disease, characterized by penile curvature, discomfort, and, in some cases, making intimacy difficult or even impossible. The worst part? Most men don't realize it's happening because the changes happen so slowly, often creeping in unnoticed. What starts as a slight bend or a subtle lack of rigidity can snowball into something far more serious. And as we age, the body's healing capacity diminishes. What could have been a minor inconvenience in our 30s can transform into a major health issue in our 60s and beyond. That's why I always emphasize this point to my patients. Listen to your body. Don't rush through the moment. If you're not fully ready, physically or emotionally, there's no shame in taking your time. Let your body catch up. There's nothing unmanly about pacing yourself, nothing unworthy in listening to your own needs. It shows great wisdom. And remember, it's perfectly okay to use assistance if needed. Lubrication can reduce friction, ease tension, and help make intimacy feel more comfortable. And don't be afraid to communicate openly with your partner about what feels good and what doesn't. Clear, honest conversations prevent misunderstandings and protect you from situations that could lead to injury or discomfort. Intimacy in your later years should focus more on connection than performance. By approaching it with care, you make it safer, more fulfilling, and richer in meaning. But even when you avoid these physical pitfalls, there's another risk lurking. A modern habit that's subtly but powerfully influencing how men experience and engage with their desires. This is an area many men are hesitant to talk about, but it has the potential to impact your confidence more than you might realize. That's why we need to dive into this next. If you're still watching, and if these insights are resonating with you, let me know by typing a 1 in the comments. Now let's move on to the next point, one that could quietly be eroding your confidence and mental well-being. The habit of watching too much porn. I know this might be a sensitive subject, but it needs to be discussed, especially among men over 60. Over the years, I've spoken with countless men who privately admit that they spend more time watching adult content than they ever planned to. Many say things like, "It's just easier," or "It helps me unwind." But what they don't always realize is that this habit, over time, can slowly dismantle their ability to form genuine, meaningful connections with others. As we move through the years, our bodies and minds inevitably change. Things that once sparked excitement, joy, or passion with ease now seem to require more effort, more specific triggers, or even a deeper form of stimulation. It's something we don't always notice at first, but gradually, the shift happens. Our bodies, and more importantly, our brains, adapt to the habits and patterns we form. When it comes to pornography, this adaptation becomes particularly noticeable. At first, it might seem harmless, even exciting, but over time, it changes the way our brains respond to real-life intimacy. When you rely heavily on pornography, your brain starts to rewire itself. It begins to associate arousal more with artificially created, digitally enhanced fantasy rather than the richness of real, human connection. This conditioning alters the way you experience intimacy. The deep, meaningful connection you once felt with your partner can start to lose its spark. Not because the emotional connection is gone, but because your brain has been trained to crave something more extreme, more sensational, and ultimately, more detached from reality. This is such a subtle process, and yet so many men don't realize it's happening until it's too late. They only notice when things start to feel different. Suddenly, It takes longer to become aroused. The body no longer responds as it once did. The simple act of being physically close to someone no longer stirs the same excitement. I've seen this time and again, and while it's not something to feel ashamed of, it's something that requires attention. What happens next is what I call the rediscovery phase. When you begin to reduce your consumption of pornography, even in small steps, something powerful starts to shift in your body and mind. It's like a veil lifts. You start to rediscover sensitivity, and with it, the ability to appreciate real touch, genuine human connection. You remember what it feels like to be truly present with someone, to experience the depth of intimacy that doesn't rely on anything artificial. It's not just about physical pleasure. It's about emotional fulfillment, that deep connection with another person. And as you reconnect with this part of yourself, your confidence begins to grow again. You start to feel more alive, more present in the moment, and for many men, this is a life-changing realization. This process isn't about quitting cold turkey or feeling guilty. It's about permitting yourself to reset, to reclaim what's been lost or dulled over time. This is especially important after the age of 60 when so many aspects of life are already changing. But here's the thing, even when you've mastered controlling your habits and mindset, there's still one crucial piece many men overlook. It's not just about your daytime activities or routines. It's about how you sleep at night. It's easy to overlook the seemingly small habits, the ones that have been a part of your life for years, but these can often be the most damaging in the long run. One area many men neglect is how they sleep, especially when it comes to what they wear to bed. I've had countless men in their 60s and 70s come to me, complaining about issues like discomfort, changes in sensitivity, or even penile curvature that seems to appear out of nowhere. When we dig into their lifestyle, there's often one overlooked culprit: tight underwear. At first glance, it seems insignificant. What could a simple pair of briefs possibly do to harm your body? But here's the thing most men don't realize. During sleep, your body naturally goes through cycles of arousal, which result in nighttime erections. These aren't connected to dreams or sexual desire. They are part of your body's physiological mechanism to maintain healthy blood flow and tissue elasticity in the penis. Now, if your penis is being squeezed, bent, or restricted by tight fabric during these natural erections, the result can be subtle but damaging. Over time, this microtrauma can cause scar tissue to form, which, in turn, can lead to more serious issues like Peyronie's disease. This is a condition that results in painful erections and long-term curvature of the penis. And here's the kicker. The solution is so simple and often completely overlooked. Change what you wear to bed. Consider wearing looser underwear, or perhaps nothing at all. Give your body the freedom it needs to move naturally during the night, without constriction, so that you can avoid unnecessary trauma and give yourself the best chance for optimal health. By focusing on the little things like these, we can make a big difference in how we feel, how we function, and ultimately, how we connect with others. There's no shame in acknowledging the changes we face as we age, but there is power in taking control and making conscious choices to nurture our bodies, minds, and relationships. Nighttime erections, those essential moments of your body's natural function, are not just a sign of health. They are vital for maintaining long-term penile health. It's a subtle change in your routine, but it can make a world of difference, ensuring that your body has the chance to rejuvenate. Many men have found that this simple adjustment leads to more restful nights, less tossing and turning, and ultimately, a deeper, more restorative sleep. It's a form of self-care that so many overlook, yet it's one of the most important aspects of our well-being that we don't discuss nearly enough. Once you experience the improvement, you'll likely find yourself wondering why you didn't make this change sooner. It's one of those life tweaks that feels so simple, yet it has such a profound impact. But even if you've already found your sleep routine and have made the necessary adjustments, there's still one final piece of the puzzle that ties everything together. It's not about the latest product, pill, or technique. It's about your lifestyle, your day-to-day habits, and how they shape your overall health, including your sexual well-being. Here's the truth. Your lifestyle is the core of your sexual health. I've seen it firsthand with so many patients, and I can't stress it enough. Over the years, I've watched men chase after every supposed quick fix, every supplement, and even undergo invasive procedures. Yet, the one thing they often ignore, the one thing that holds the real power, is their daily lifestyle choices. Your habits don't just affect your health, they are your health. After the age of 60, your lifestyle is no longer a minor influence. It becomes the very foundation of your well-being. This applies to everything: your strength, your vitality, and yes, even your sexual health. The penis, as a vascular organ, relies entirely on good circulation. That's why erectile dysfunction often isn't just a sexual issue. It's an early sign that your circulation, your body's vascular health, may be struggling. And sometimes, it's the first warning of deeper problems that could affect the heart or brain. I've seen so many men suffer in silence, unaware that a poor diet, lack of exercise, stress, and years of unhealthy habits are slowly breaking down their vascular system. These factors can silently narrow arteries, weaken circulation, and deteriorate overall function, often without any immediate symptoms until it's too late. But here's the hope: many of these issues are reversible, or at the very least, manageable. I've witnessed men in their 70s regain their sexual health and vitality, simply by making lifestyle changes. It doesn't require perfection. It requires commitment and consistency. Take a walk every day, even if it's just around the block. Eat real, whole foods like fresh vegetables, healthy fats, and lean proteins. Drink plenty of water. Prioritize quality sleep. Practice deep breathing or engage in other stress reduction techniques. Let go of toxic relationships and habits that drain your energy. And perhaps most importantly, believe in your body's incredible capacity to heal and thrive. It just needs your cooperation. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. When you start to treat your lifestyle as a form of medicine, everything begins to shift. Your energy improves, your mood lifts, and you rediscover a sense of confidence and vitality that you thought was long gone. When you take care of your body, it rewards you in ways you can feel, and in ways that go far beyond your sexual health. It's about living a life that's full, vibrant, and truly yours to enjoy. You stop feeling like life is shrinking, and instead, you start realizing that there's so much more living left to embrace. The days ahead aren't some distant, fading memory but a vibrant, rich future full of opportunities. The truth is, as you age, your potential only becomes more profound. And if you're here, reading this, you've already taken the most important first step: awareness. That's right, recognizing where you stand is crucial, and you're already ahead of many others who choose to ignore these truths. But don't let it stop here. Just a little further, and I'll bring everything we've discussed together in a powerful message that I truly believe every man over 60 needs to hear before it feels too late. A better future, a future where you feel empowered, begins with something simple: care. I want to take a moment to genuinely thank you. You've made it this far, and that speaks volumes. Not just for listening, but for daring to confront something that many men shy away from. The courage it takes to face this head-on is immense, and I want you to recognize that. This shows a level of self-respect that, sadly, is far too often underestimated in older men. It's a testament to your resilience, your dignity, and your willingness to embrace the path toward real growth. Here's something essential to keep in mind. Taking care of your penis after 60 is not about vanity. It's not about grasping for some fleeting idea of lost youth. No, it's about something far deeper. It's about maintaining a true connection to yourself, and, if you're in a relationship, to your partner. It's about preserving your confidence, your sense of being alive, and the power of still feeling desired and whole. This is about protecting that vital part of you that holds onto your masculinity, not from a place of insecurity, but from one of genuine self-respect and strength. Let's recap quickly because it's so important. Keeping your body active isn't just about sex, though that's certainly part of it. It's about sustaining healthy blood flow, nurturing your tissue, and protecting the very essence of your identity. Prioritizing hygiene might seem like a simple thing, but it's an act of self-respect, a quiet but powerful statement to yourself that you deserve to take care of your body. This small act can prevent so many problems down the road. And yes, avoiding sex with a semi-erect penis might sound like a trivial detail, but believe me, it can save you from the pain and frustration of serious conditions like Peyronie's disease. Limiting porn use is about something even more profound. It's about reclaiming your ability to truly connect with yourself, with your body, and with a real partner. It's about embracing the intimacy that brings joy, satisfaction, and authenticity, rather than something superficial. We also touched on the importance of your sleep habits. Simple things like avoiding tight underwear can prevent long-term damage from restricting your natural nighttime erections. And at the core of it all is your lifestyle. What you eat, how you move, how you manage stress. These choices aren't just about adding years to your life. They're about adding life to your years, making them richer, stronger, and more meaningful. I've worked with men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who were convinced their best years were behind them. But guess what? They rediscovered their vitality, their confidence, and their passion once they took control of their health. I can speak from experience. It's never, ever too late to make a change. And you don't have to do it all at once. Start with one step, one habit, one choice that you know will make a difference. The reality is that the quality of your life tomorrow depends on the choices you make today. Your body, your mind, and your relationships are still listening. Every single day, they are ready to respond to the love, care, and attention you give them. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to ask you one important question. What have you learned so far? Think about the choices and habits we've talked about. How can you take one small step today to make your life stronger, more meaningful, and filled with vitality? I'd love to hear from you. Comment below and share one thing you've learned that you're committed to bringing into your life moving forward. Your journey doesn't stop here. If this video resonated with you, please take a moment to leave a comment, like, and share it with others who may benefit from this message. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with more life-changing content. Thank you for being here, and for taking the time to invest in yourself. Your best days are ahead of you. Let's make them count.